Hi everyone, this is Walton's Valley again. We're about ready to share our story, but first we want to start at the beginning. I saw a video of Reba when she said her home was her peaceful, happy place. And that's where she gets her thoughts and she prays and that type of thing. I may have the exact wording wrong, but this was our happy place. It's Walton's Valley. It's been in the family for about 100 years or better. My father-in-law had this sign made. It says Walton's Valley. It hung outside for many, many, many years. It's in our over here now, this side, in our yard. But this is the lake that's been in the family. We're going to share our story, but not to harm anyone or make anyone upset. It's just that we don't understand how a total stranger gained access to our property. This is our lake. We pay the property tax on it. We own it. But a stranger sued us about 3 years back, 3 or 4, almost 4 years, to gain access, and our Paulding County judicial system gave this stranger access to this property. Their home is my father-in-law's old home that's right across the way. I'll try to show you some pictures. But this is our home. This has been our happy place. It's no longer a happy place. We're right now doing a lot of maintenance because we haven't been able to since we've been in a lawsuit for so long. But now we're trying to do maintenance to it. But we're trying to find our happy place again and get this place cleaned up. But since my father-in-law passed away back in 2015, that's when our kind of nightmare began. We had a neighbor over there across the way, my Aunt Kate's house, as you can see. When she purchased that home, she was told her property went down to the lake. It didn't. As you can see, I have trees. The trees I planted so everybody will know what the property line is. I actually came off the property line a good bit. And we had trouble with her for many, many, many years. And even when she purchased the house, our Paulding County put our home in under her tax records. Everything we'll be sharing is going to be the truth and facts, and is open records. I have all the documents, and I will be showing all those. The tax commissioner even sent a letter to our mortgage company because they accidentally did it. But that was just the beginning. Fought with that for a few years. And then our neighbor bought, we'll call her Terry N., bought my father-in-law's property. And she purchased the property in June of 2019. Well, in January 31st, we already owned this top part of this lake because it was in the family. And my sister-in-law ended up with the old home place, which I'm fixing to show you. It's right across the way here. This was my father-in-law's home. My husband grew up there. And it's this little home right across the way there. You can see it, I think. She purchased that home from Jonathan Lindsay. Jonathan Lindsay actually purchased it from my sister-in-law. We'll call them K and K. T. And on January 31st, K&KT, who were the sellers, gave us their remaining interest of the lake, which was the center portion of the lake. That was all that was left for the home. And I have all the deeds and everything to show that. And in February, 2 weeks later, they sold that home place only to Jonathan L. Jonathan L. In February. It was 2 weeks after we had gotten the remaining interest of the lake already taken care of. And in that deed, they placed a clause that said that Jonathan had access to this lake. We weren't at that closing. We weren't even aware of it. No one even asked us. The only thing we ever discussed with Jonathan was rules to our property, our lake, which we were going to, we didn't mind if he fished. We weren't giving written access to anyone. And then, about 6 months later, 5 months later, in June, he sold the home to Terry N. And she thought she had partial ownership in it. She and I couldn't get along. She'd yell at us. We were trying to maintain some beaver damage, and she'd just come out yelling at us and just didn't have any kind words to say to us. And we just told her to stay out of our lake and leave us be. Well, she decided to sue us for access to our lake. We own it, we pay the property taxes, and our local judicial system gave them, a total stranger, access to our property. There's no liability in place should someone get hurt. If someone should fall in and drown, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing in place. We fought it. We had an attorney to begin with. Her attorney is Joe F. He's from Douglasville. We used a local attorney. I'll be giving you the abbreviations and names at first. And he just totally botched the case. We fired him shortly after and hired another, but it was too late. The damage has been done. They sued us for attorney fees, and we had to pay their attorney cost. It's just a big old mess. We don't see how we lost our constitutional right for our peaceful enjoyment of our property, and someone else, a total stranger, could gain access to our property. And we are forced with a liability should someone get hurt or drowned. And we've been in this lawsuit with this woman for over 3 years, almost 4. And finally we're done. That's why we're now trying to get this lake back in order. Hadn't been able to do a thing to it. So now we're having to do a lot of maintenance. But see our other videos. We will continue this, and I will back up everything we say. Everything's the truth. It's all in the court system. I'll be giving you court cases and everything, the case number. You can look it up for yourself, but to this day we are just baffled how a total stranger gained access to our property. And we don't even know, if they damage it, what happens if they fall in and drown. We're stuck with all the liability. But stay tuned, we have more coming. And be looking for our GoFundMe page, because we are needing some assistance too, because we don't believe the fight's over. Hopefully it is. But stay tuned, we'll have more coming. Thanks. It's Walton'sValley.